Hey, everybody. Sacramento is in a great position through one half of basketball to get another road win. They are leading the Mavericks 60-50. And if you're a fan of the Mavericks, and I know we don't have many Mavericks fans watching us, but your season probably just ended with the injury to Kyrie Irving not coming back into the game with the knee. And it got scary for a couple of moments with Malik Monk, but he did return and looks okay. But oh boy, the Mavericks season is turning into a disaster, and the Kings need to completely 100% take advantage of this, guys. Jerry, your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly it. I mean, obviously, the one chance in my mind that the Mavericks had a chance to win this game was Kyrie Irving, because
Right.
he's an unguardable guy and makes everybody better around him. But to the Mavericks playing as well as they have with what's available, But yeah, disaster for the Mavericks. Credit to the Kings, though. I think the Kings offense is really starting to become smoother. And boys, Zach and DeMar, I mean, they're bucket getters. That's just, I mean, they really are. And then now you got Keegan Murray playing like you wanted Keegan Murray to play all year. I mean, just making plays for himself and others.
Yeah, Jerry, the ball's moving. There's something to the energy in that basketball, Jerry, and Keegan Murray getting going.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and it's good to see him really looking for his own shot, which that's something I think that was a kind of his own fault early in the year, because especially with the new guys, they're going to look for their shot. So you've got to look for yours. And I was really like the idea of him when Keegan went in low and used that little long half hook in around the basket. I think that's something the Kings could really take advantage of with him. Send him in that low box a little bit and let him work on guys with his length.
We know Sabonis is a hell of a player, but when he's not on the floor and not available to play, how much does that help Keegan Murray?
Well, I don't know if I mean, I think it probably might to some degree. I think it's more of a case we saw it the last couple of games where he's just really starting to hunt shots, which I think he needs to do. That's exactly, rather than wait for somebody to give him shots. He was kind of playing the Harrison Barnes role too much this season, just waiting for the ball to come to him. Go get it, go make a play. And so, because
I guess the point I'm trying to make, and you always talk about this, there's only one basketball on the floor, and Sabonis is a guy that's going to demand the ball a lot and take a lot of shots. Those shots aren't there right now. So, I mean, how much does that help Keegan Murray?
Well, I mean, it probably helps him some, although I think the offense is somewhat similar with Valanciunas in there. I mean, because really Domas only averages like 12 shots a game, 12, 13 shots. So that's never been his game. I think it's a case of, quite honestly, with Monk and DeMar and Levine, they hunt for their own shots. And that's when gets the ball, he's really got to look to score, put pressure on the defense, and he's doing that. I mean, I think there is some carryover. Valanciunas certainly isn't quite the passer that Domas is, so Keegan knows he's got to go kind of be a little hungrier to get his shots.
Rarely do I disagree a little bit with the great Jerry Reynolds, but I think that it does help Keegan in this sense. Doug Christie has made it clear he wants to run the offense through Domas. When you're running the offense through Domas, Keegan is not your first, second, or third option off of a dribble handoff, off of a pick and roll. He's a guy that's going to be in the corner. He's going to be a guy that's going to be clearing out, setting a screen for somebody. And with the ball swinging around and constant switching with Domas off the court, I think that does open up more opportunities for him.
Yeah, that's probably true. The only thing I'd say is since the trade, though, that you haven't seen the ball get to Domas nearly like it did before.
Yeah.
In other words, his offenses went down dramatically because, as I've said many times, Domas is basically a player that looks to get others involved. And for him to be at his best, he has to get others involved and others get him involved. And you're not seeing the second part of that. Since the trade where others are getting him involved as much. And so anyway, that's just a little take on it.
All right, I like the Kings in this game, 121-98. I don't think the Mavericks are going to score 100 points. They have no offense right now for all intents and purposes now without Kyrie Irving. I don't know what Jason Kidd is going to be able to do at halftime. I think this is a shell-shocked Mavericks fan base based on what happened with no Luka, Anthony Davis getting hurt after his first game, and no Kyrie. Let me tell you something. There's going to be a revolt in Dallas. I'm just telling you. You just watch. This is going to get very, very ugly real quickly for the Dallas Mavericks. This is going to be ugly, and the Kings are going to take full advantage of it and roll on into Denver with another win. Again, I like them big in this second half.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I just don't see how Dallas can. I mean, I'd be a little bit scared of Klay Thompson going on some sort of tear, and basically, if you could zone the Mavs, put a little pressure on him, and cheat on Klay to make sure he doesn't get going, and it really should be a very comfortable little stroll here in the second half.
It should be. It should be.
It should be. And by the way, cheap plug here, go to my Twitter page or Grant's X page at Ryan_in Sacktown. Grant's is right there at Grant Napier Show. Give us your final scores. We have a tweet out there that you can retweet. Put your final score there. You have until the start of the third quarter. Whoever gets the closest to the final score wins the Keon Ellis autograph picture in Stockton Kings hat. So make sure that you get out and do that. I agree with you guys. The Kings win big in this one. I don't see the bench only giving you 5 points, although Dallas's bench has given them 34. Don't let Klay get going. And also Spencer Dinwiddie. He got hot really quick in the last meeting against the Kings. Don't give him looks either.
Yeah, and he can get going. I mean, he missed about 3 layups there in a row, which he's the kind of guy that those start dropping, they get in the open floor. They could cause some trouble, but I mean, there's no reason. But to Grant's point, there's no reason to lose this game. There just isn't.
No. And I don't think the Kings need their bench in this game. Their starters, Dallas is not going to be able to slow down Levine and DeRozan and Murray. They don't have the personnel on the floor right now, and they don't have the personnel down near the basket. They don't have any bigs. They're not going to be able to do it. Again, unless the Kings get extremely sloppy, turn the ball over, start playing iso ball, which I just can't see based on what I've been watching the last couple games. I just don't see how Dallas can win this game. They don't have the personnel, guys. They don't.
No, you hit on Grant. I mean, iso ball and just turning it over. That's it. And I just one thing for it, Ryan. I just hope that I mean, I love the hustle and the scrap of LaRavia, but man, I just want him to make a shot or two. Come on, make some shots. He's showing you a lot of stuff you like, but at some point you got to make shots.
Yep.
Yeah, you love one end and the other not so much. Conversely, I got to say, Jerry, Trey Lyles has been giving this team some really good minutes. His decision-making has been excellent. And Grant, I'm going to say you need the bench tonight because you want your starters to rest. This should be a game where the starters can get some rest and the bench plays it out for the last 7, 8, 9 minutes.
Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, the key right now at this point in the season with the West fluctuating the way it is between really 6 and 11 or 6 and 10 is get the W. We all know, you're right about this, because the Kings have a murderous schedule after this game with an exception of a game here or there. This schedule coming up is murderer's row beginning in the next game with Denver. So, yeah, I mean, ideally, you would love to have you guys more fresh than not. But first and foremost, man, you cannot be messing up these games. This is a game where this will move you up in the standings. And I think Dallas right now, again, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how long Kyrie's going to be out. But if Kyrie is out for a significant period of time, quite frankly, I could see Dallas falling out of the top 10 and having Portland come up. I really could. And I have been saying all along, don't worry about Portland. And I was talking about that from Sacramento's perspective. But the Mavericks right now, if they do not have Kyrie Irving for a period of time, I don't think they're going to finish in the top 10. I just don't. Not unless Anthony Davis comes back real soon.
Yeah, Lively and Gafford. I mean, it's one of those things, if they'd all get healthy, they might make a run. But, boy, it doesn't look like it's going to go their way for sure.
It just really makes you question. I mean, trading Luka, right, guys? That's mind-blowing in itself. But knowing how injury-prone Kyrie has been historically, Anthony Davis, and now to see this playing out. Not that Luka didn't have his injury problems, but it's just awful. I feel for the fans.
Again, if you're a fan of the Mavericks, you watched your team go to the NBA Finals last year, right?
Yeah.
And here we are, not even 1 year removed, and your franchise looks like a disaster. I mean, it really does. It looks like a disaster. I think about that for a minute.
Boy, it does. I mean, if it goes like it's going now, the fan base. I mean,
Oh boy,
it's going to be tough on them. And they brought some of it on themselves, like Ryan said.
Yeah.
I mean, as great as Kyrie's been, he has missed a lot of games.
Yes.
He's healthy recently. Davis. Now, in fairness, I mean, Luka missed some this year, but overall, he's been a healthy guy.
Yes.
Somebody plays year round. I mean, he played.
And hey, Jerry, can you imagine being a Mavs fan and seeing the Lakers win every night and seeing how well Luka's playing? I mean, that just makes the situation worse.
Well, it makes it worse for me too, because he's really trying to play defense, and he and LeBron are terrific together. And good Lord, I mean, I was watching them and I was almost enjoying watching them. I just about spit up on myself. I said, I can't believe it. Right. I mean, it's depressing that they're playing so good.
Jerry, I want to ask both of you this real quick. Is this the first time in your time watching LeBron James that it feels like he's playing with an equal and he's treating it that way?
Well, it does to me. Yeah, I think it's an easy fit. I think he can see where it works for him long term. Yep. I think with Luka, takes the pressure off him. What you're seeing with LeBron is he basically can let the game come to him. Then the fourth quarter be fresher and do what he needs to do. Be LeBron again in the fourth. And let Luka handle the defensive or the ball pressure, handle the ball and all that. And of course they're both their instincts are just amazing, which is a surprise to no one.
We look forward to being on after the game and keep that beam lit. Jerry, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Have a good post-game show. I know you will. And
thank you, Jerry.
Ryan, do your best, Ryan. Now I want you to step it up a notch. Now I'll be checking you out.
I got it, Jerry. I won't let you down.
Okay.
See you, Jerry. Rhino, good job. We'll talk to you in a little more than an hour. I'd be shocked if we're not seeing. I wouldn't be shocked with anything in the NBA. I'd be surprised if we don't see a big second half here for Sacramento.
I agree with you. And callers, keep it coming. You've been nailing it on the post-game show. Pick up the phones. Looking forward to hearing from you.
And I'm very excited to introduce a new sponsor coming up on the post-game show. So looking forward to a lot of things and a Kings W. We'll talk to you in a little more than an hour. Bye-bye, everybody.